What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm just want to talk about Alabama's defense. And we all know Nick Saban's defensive guru, and ever since he's been there, he turned around the Alabama defense, and we've been playing really uh, good defense in the earlier part of his tenure at Alabama. But as of late, our defense hasn't been really elite by our standards, and I've done a video on this before, and I think the problem is I think Nick Saban needs to do a change, not necessarily a scheme change with the defense, but do what he did with Lane Kiffin back in 2013. We all know 2013 our offense was nothing like how it is now, and Nick Saban did something in 2013. He got in talks with a guy named Lane Kiffin, and he called Lane Kiffin in, and Lane Kiffin turned our offense around, guys, and Lane Kiffin was a guy, had previously, been the head coach at Tennessee and stuff like that. Just been around, different programs, and great offensive mind. And he was tasked with coming in to Alabama and just looking at our offense, just looking at it and analyzing it, and ever since then, Alabama's offense has never been the same. He completely turned it around, and Alabama's offense was more primarily, run the ball and play defense. We never really had uh, an elite guy, at the quarterback position, since Nick Saban was there. Pretty much had, what they call game managers. And but Lane Kiffin came over there. His first season had Blake Sams, turned the guy, that could play multiple positions. He was a running back, played several positions, but was able to coach Blake Sams into being a quarterback, elite quarterback, able to pass the ball very efficiently. And we all know how to end it. We lost the semifinal game against Ohio State, and but Blake Sims that year put up some phenomenal numbers, and ever since then we just changed our offense. And I think Nick Saban needs to have a guy come in and do the same. The defense, maybe analyze our defense, see some things. Maybe we could turn it around. I know he brought in Pete Golden. He's a young guy, you know, and it's obviously something about Pete Golden that Nick Saban loves. So I'm not speaking, in the sense um, that he's going to get rid of Pete Golden or anything like that. But just, I just want to give out some names that I think could be, can help Alabama's defense. Like I said, we haven't been elite to the level that we want to be in a while, and I'm gonna name some couple names that I thought about, and some of these names are common names that people talked about. But number one, person that a lot of people was talking about was D'Amico Ryans, and he's currently, the San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator. In my opinion, I think that's a long shot. I don't think he's coming back to Alabama to be the defensive coordinator. Of anything, maybe if Alabama was to make some type of contract saying he'll be the head coach in waiting if Nick Saban was to leave, but we all know we don't know when Nick Saban's going to leave. So he's doing a phenomenal job in the league, and he's on par to being a head coach in 2023. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be coaching some NFL team as their head coach. So that's a long shot in my opinion. Another guy I've heard people talk about is really good guy, Derek Mason. He's currently over there at Oklahoma State. This is a guy that has, footprints in the SEC. We know he was the head coach at Vanderbilt. Um, he was, for a short time, he was at Auburn, and he had them playing at a very high level on defense. He's a great defensive-minded coach. That's a guy that we can potentially look at. I've heard Charlie Strong. He's a guy that we had on staff, actually, as an analyst. Just, we let him slip through our fingers. That's another guy that's great defensively. We got Coleman Hutzler. He's currently outside linebackers coach. He's a guy that can come in. Uh, he's been a defensive coordinator, so he's another guy. He was at Texas. Texas had a really good defense then. So, it's a lot of guys. Some people said they would like Freddie Roach to maybe get a chance at it. I'm not sure how well he would do. He's a great recruiter, so But another guy that, haven't heard anybody talk about, Ryan Walters at Illinois, under Brett Bielema. He's the defensive coordinator over there. I read somewhere that he, just got an extension, but this is a young guy, guys. He's 36, young. His alma mater is at Colorado, and I think I read somewhere where they offered him the head coaching job at Colorado, and but he said he loved it there at Illinois, and I loved coaching under Brett Bielema. But he played DB, and he's a great defensive coordinator, guys. I did some research on him. He was at Missouri, so he has SEC, experience. I think he was there from 2018 to 2020. He had a good year in 2019, 2020. They kind of fell off and everything like that, but maybe because of COVID that year. But great defensive-minded coach, young guy, very very experienced. I looked up the stats, guys. Illinois is in the top 20 and everything. And most of the stats, they're in the top 10, if not top 5. So he has Illinois playing really, really good on the defensive side of the ball. And this is, like I said, a young guy that can maybe, bring some spark to the Alabama defense. I don't think it's a talent issue at Alabama. I just think, we have to get a guy in there that understands he's young and can understand, bring something new to the table. And I'm not knocking Pete Golden. I don't just think he's a good defensive coordinator at this point. I mean, he came from, I think, Texas. I can't even remember what school it was. I think the Roadrunners. I can't think of their name right now, but he was a good guy. He's a great recruiter, actually. Pete Golden's really, really good. And I'm not saying get rid of him. Maybe like move him to a different position or bring Ryan Walters in as a co-defensive coordinator, kind of like what Georgia has going on. They have Will Muschamp and Glenn Schumann over there, and they bumping ideas off each other. So to me, that would be a perfect opportunity. Like I said, this is a good young guy, great defensive mind. Like I said, nobody's been talking about him. Yeah, Ryan Walters, definitely a guy that, in my opinion, Nick Saban needs to look at. But several guys out there. It's plenty of guys that we can look at. But I thought it was interesting that, I haven't heard anybody talk about him. He's done a phenomenal job with Illinois defensively. And like I said, Illinois had a pretty good team this season. And just a young guy that we probably need to look at, besides Derek Mason, um, other coaches, Charlie Strong, like I said, D'Amico Ryans, that would be a dream. But, I don't see that happening. But what you guys think, there are any other coaches out there that, I haven't looked at, you guys let me know in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.